What up, YouTube family? Welcome to SMG. Yeah, I done caught COVID. I'm trying to put these videos out when I'm on lockdown for a minute. Pump these videos out for you guys. I had some kind of Indian dude, man. I felt like something was wrong, man. He was coughing behind me, sitting right behind me. I had like 4 people in the car, so there were 3 people in the back seat. He was right directly behind me, coughing like shit, man. I'm like, oh, man. I ain't saying it was him, but more than likely it was. Today's topic, man, I'm going to tell you how the GDs pulled his calculated move on the DC car. Before we get into that, I want to thank Ike for his donation today. Man, I just got through watching The Black Knight to kind of lift my spirits up. Y'all remember the old Martin movie, man? That's my go-to movie when I want to laugh and shit. And that movie, I don't know if y'all noticed or not. You know what I mean? Remember they was calling him a Moor in that movie. So that movie had a lot of symbolic meanings. You know what I mean? And one day, man, I'm going to go through a bunch of movies and break down some stuff for y'all that I learned over the years. You know what I mean? But that movie had a lot of symbolic meaning to it, The Black Knight. Let's get right into it, man. I'm trying to pump these videos out for y'all today. GD's calculated move on the DC car. This happened in Big Sandy, early 2000s. So the DC dudes, we went on lockdown in the unit. Don't nobody know what happened. But come to find out, the DC dudes had smashed out on a couple of GDs on the yard somewhere or in another unit. Let me tell y'all something about prison, how it works. When stuff happens, we don't know what happened. When they say lockdown and you in a unit, if it ain't happening in the unit, you don't know what's going on. The only way you find out what's going on when people come in from work, the kitchen and the library, so they know what happened, because all the news is coming through them first. You know what I'm saying? All the news, they hear everything because they out there on the yard. You know what I mean? They see when the people being walked up, going to the medical and to the hole and all of that. They see all of this from the kitchen and all of that. Some of the kitchen workers is like the, you know what I mean? They like the internet. The kitchen workers are like the internet. So now I don't know y'all who, a lot of dudes have been locked up and a lot of dudes who ain't been locked up. Let me tell y'all, like, when you're in the cell, you can run a line. If you want to communicate or get something to your cell from another cell, you can get like some dental floss and put a little something with a little weight on the tip of it, tie it on there, and you can shoot it under the door, down the tiers. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell y'all, like, when you in a unit, sometimes, man, depending on who by your cell and all of that, and if you might not want to talk in the vent, because you can talk in the vent to your neighbors and stuff like that. But all the vents are not connected. Like there might be 2 over here, then these 2 connected, and the next 2 connected. And sometimes you can talk through the vent to your neighbors and the people downstairs, and then can hear what you're saying too. So you have to be careful with who down up under you and all of that. But this is the thing they do now. Say you got, there's 2 GDs in the unit, and they sleep right on top of each other. One on the top tier, one on the bottom tier, right up under each other. What you can do, you can sight all the water out your toilet. You know what I mean? They do it where you can do it where you just get all the water out your toilet. Both of y'all do that. Then you take the line, you put a little anchor on it, and you can drop the line with the note on it down to through the first floor. You know what I mean? Then look, he can connect the line if he want to. Then you can pull stuff up. That's how you do it. You can pull soups and everything up through there. You put all that shit in the little baggy thing, but and pull that shit up through the pipes. You know what I mean? It's the prison got most of the most ingenious dudes you ever want to meet. So that's what happened. The dudes come in from a couple of GD dudes come in from the kitchen, right? And they pass word through all their GD partners what happened while we was on lockdown. While we was on lockdown, they shot lines up and down the tier, blah, blah, blah. They got messages to their dudes while we was on lockdown. So when you come off a lockdown, they don't really let you off completely. They don't let all the guys off. They might do bottom tier first. That way everybody ain't running trying to use the phone at one time, or you know what I'm saying? And everybody ain't just running around and just fill up. So they want everybody to call their people. So they do the bottom tier first. They might do the bottom tier before lunch and then do the top tier after lunch. That's exactly what they did. You know what I'm saying? So so they let the bottom tier out. Now mind you, all the GDs is on the top tier. Most of the GDs in the unit, it's like 10 of them on the top tier, right? They let the bottom tier out first. When they do their little recreation, make their phone calls and shit like that. So when they let us all out, I'm on the top tier too. When they let us all out on the top tier, it's like 10 GD dudes and like 3 DC dudes on the top tier. The GD dudes smash out on the DC dudes. Now, mind you, DC is like you can get a one-on-one with the DC dudes and be respected. But if you're trying to, I respect the move that the GDs did, because anywhere you go, this shit could have followed you. Them DC dudes, they could have sent you somewhere where it's more DC dudes than it was in Big Sandy. And word travels from jail to jail. So I respect the move. I just didn't respect the punishment that they put on the DC dude. They didn't really fuck them off like that. A lot of them dudes walked out of there. A couple of little DC dudes, they weren't even really messed up like that. And I feel like they felt like they had to, had to show a little. They had to show they wasn't really fearful or whatever with the DC dude, but they knew in the back of their head they couldn't fuck them up like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I feel like that move was. Like them DC dudes that was there, they should have got smashed out, because them GDs at the DC, man, they fucked them dudes off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, I respect the move, but then again, I didn't. You know what I mean? But I respect the move because, whenever you move on a DC car, it's a lot of respect for it. Because like I said, they the most feared. The administration and everybody feared them DC dudes. Now, let me tell y'all something about the DC dudes. I mean, you done heard shit about the DC dudes. They on ass. They grimy. They this and that. I've been in the cell with several DC dudes. Shout out to my man Charles Booby King, man. There's some players come out of DC, in the DC. There's some real players, some get money dudes. A real player that ain't on the ass and all of that, and they highly respected. They gentlemen, bro. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna say everybody's like that. You know what I'm saying? But I respect it. I got a lot of respect for a bunch of DC dudes. I respect a bunch of DC dudes, man. That they want you to respect them as a man, not as the car. They don't want you to be. They ain't not on the reputation of the car. You know what I'm saying? So, but they, they grimy. They know they got numbers. Like, a lot of people don't know it. All DC dudes go to the feds because they don't have a state joint. So that's why they populate the feds more than any other car. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of DC dudes. They will extort you. You know what I'm saying? If they find out you soft or you weak. You know what I mean? But hey, I've seen dudes knock a couple of DC dudes out when the dudes get out of line, and it's all respect after that, because they respect you. If you show you got heart, you know what I mean. That's the only way you're gonna make it in the feds, bro. It's the only way you're gonna make it in the feds. You gotta have heart, bro. And them DC dudes will try you, brother. So you gotta show your respect, man, and don't care about what happened to you. You gotta do that sometime, and that's the only way you're gonna get left alone. But the one thing about them DC dudes, they smell fear. If you soften all that, man, they gonna come in your cell. They gonna tell you to empty your locker out. All of that, bro. This is the kind of shit that go on in there. Man, it's vicious. You know what I mean? So then they gonna be like, man, we need you to shoot that every month. We need this and that. I mean, come on, bro. Like I told you, got to be able to sleep at night, bro. You got to be able to sleep at night. Like, ain't no motherfucking way. I don't give a fuck who come through the door talk about, nigga, I'm giving you something every month. Like, nigga, you ain't, man, you about to get, nigga, we going to war, nigga. You come to my cell talking about give me this or give me that. You just can't allow this kind of shit to happen, bro. You just cannot allow this shit to happen at all, bro. You know what I mean? So a lot of dudes come in there scared or whatever, and they look timid or whatever. They don't know who to mess with and blah, blah, blah. But you got to come in there really like you belong. That's why a lot of dudes that come in there, they mess their time up by coming in there acting hard. They done heard the stories before they got there, blah, blah, blah. And dudes come in there on gorilla time, just off the rip. You know what I mean? But it's the real players, they move silent. They move a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? You don't show that animal till somebody make you show that animal. You ain't got to come in there showing that animal off the rip till somebody make you show that animal. Then they could tell from your demeanor if you to be fucked with or not. You know what I'm saying? So I want to tell y'all that story, man. That story happened in Big Sandy in the early 2000s. It was a calculated hell of a move, man. They communicated with each other on the lockdown. You know what I mean? I'm about to cut this video right now. I'm about to do a video on the Gunna plea. I'm about to do that right now. I'm going to change my shirt, though. I need a lot of videos with this shirt on. Excuse me. I can't laugh. My laugh turned into a cough, man. Yesterday, man, I thought I was going to die, bro. Yesterday, I thought I was going to die, man. My wife pumped all kind of shit up in me. My wife, man, I told her I took all kind of shit. And I feel better today. But it's a bad time for me to catch COVID, man. It's Christmas time. Guess what else, man? Look, I lost my fucking flipper, bro. I go to brush my teeth Saturday and realize my flipper wasn't in my mouth. And I've been looking for it. I don't know if I swallowed it. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just all kind of shit going on, bro. It is, man. I'm just a lost cause right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. I don't know where it's at. Like, how you lose some shit out your mouth, bruh? All right, man. This is About My Generation. Go on and hit that like button. Share this video and whatever. I'm about to do a video right now on the Gunna plea. I'm about to do it right now. This is About My Generation.